In this episode, we set us the foundation for a big storage center. Yo, hello everybody, Front to Play here and welcome back to my Let's Play series of Satisfactory. In the last episode we finished our crystal oscillator setup and took care of our circuit board production as well as the temporary setup of high-speed connectors. And I was thinking about what to do for the next episode, and I stated in the end of the last one that I wanted to build a storage center in between episodes. But while preparing and experimenting and testing a little bit, I eventually figured that it might also be interesting to do this in this episode, so I have a slight plan in my mind. But nothing has been built yet, so this will be the first task for today. And without any delay, let me head to our destination really quick, because we will stay in the desert for now. I still want to, wait until update 8 comes out before I finally leave the desert and explore the rest of the map, because there will be many changes, I think, and at the same time it's not clear yet when update 8 will finally come out. So yeah, we have quite some time, I think, to spend around here, improve our stuff. And one thing to improve is pull every parts that we currently produce together at one place. Which is why we are going to build our storage center right here. This will be the edge of the platform that we are going to build in a second. And the reason I chose this part of the map is because there are absolutely no resource nodes in this area here that we are going to block. For example, where our storage is right now, we are kind of wasting some space. For example, this pure node is embedded in between the space elevator and the platform of us, and it's kind of stacked over there. And originally I was planning to build the storage center over here, right next to the Caterium factory, but turns out I want to have it bigger than the space makes it possible over here. And again, in order to not be cramped or coming too close to iron nodes or other resource nodes over here, or even build over our Caterium factory, I figured that I want to take another attempt on this area around here, so that we have all these resources available for possible further projects in the future. And I do not only want to cover the storage location for all the parts that we are building right now, but also for possible future projects that are still yet to be done. So it will turn out bigger than everything that is available for us right now. And also, in preparation, I built a little blueprint for a platform of concrete, which is 4x4, so instead of always zooping 10 foundations in a line, we can build 16 at the same time with this blueprint designer. And once we put down the first blueprint block, let's call it this way, we can simply snap the squares to each other in a perfect alignment. And also, I think in this one I'm not going to talk very much, because I want to focus on building, and it will be a huge time lapse or a lot of time lapsing anyways. So lay back, relax and enjoy the building process. but every once in a while I will explain what my thought process is and what's the big picture. For now, the big picture is actually that we want to build a platform which will be 16 foundations wide and I think around 40 foundations long. And again, it's not sure or it's not clear for me yet what the exact layout of the storage location will be. I just thought about the possibilities and some general layout ideas. So in the end, I think everything will turn out quite nice. And also I want to have some flexibility for cosmetics and optical or visual adjustments so that we will make use of all the different parts, sets, packages that we just unlocked in the Awesome Shop and yeah, get a little bit more advanced in the building. By the way, although this will be like a unique layout or a layout that I am building myself, this is heavily I took a lot of inspiration for this from a video of a content creator called Flipwork, and I will link this and show him really quick here, as well as mentioning him in the description. So if you are interested in a step-by-step guide which is on point and comes straight to the topic, feel free to use the link in the description and also support the YouTuber Flipwork. And thanks for the inspiration as well. Now, without further delay, let's see where we start. And let's start actually with the I wanted to start with the blueprint right away, but first I want to make sure that it is connected to the world grid. But it should be once we align it with this one. Okay, this should be perfectly aligned with the world grid. Let's check. Yes. Okay. And I want to have this 16 wide, so I think one other into here. And maybe one more into this direction. Okay. Yeah, this will be the width of the platform. And we will have plenty of space to build all the way in this direction without being concerned to block anything underneath us. Alright, let me start with the platform really quick and enjoy the building process. Alright, the platform is set and the first markers in form of concrete pillars are set as well. And the idea is that we have our storage system on this side, although I think I already have to rearrange this line of pillars because this is not enough space. The idea of this setup is that we have always 3 industrial storage containers, if they let me align them, between these pillars, and they should be perfectly available from these gaps. And if we build them the other way around above each other, we can also connect them. And eventually I think I will build 3 on top of each other. And the idea is that the parts will be delivered via different transport possibilities. For example, a train line can be built here with stations and freight platforms, and also some truck stations can be built on each side. And then again, if you know the video or the tutorial from Flipwork, you know what's coming, but then eventually everything will be merged onto a conveyor belt, which goes along this way above on the ceiling, above these storage containers. And in the same manner as I have done this at the current basis or at the current storage location, we will have a line of programmable splitters which will sort everything into the dedicated storage containers, so that we have everything stored where it belongs. And what we can also do, maybe, because the last one is for storage only, we can have something as a display, but yeah, this is a detail that I have not figured out yet, or completely decided on at least. But at least this is the idea. And if we do a third one and connect it like this, we can feed everything that is sorted into the right container from way above, and then it will go all the way down to the first one and store and back up until eventually, if even, all 3 containers are full, and then we will have an overflow going on an additional line. But is this enough space? Let's say I want more. I think I will move this a little bit further into the platform to leave more space. But at the same time, again, if I need more space over here, I can also extend the platform. Let me think a little bit. Okay, I thought about it a little bit and also double checked Flipwork's tutorial, and actually he leaves 2 foundations more space, so 6 foundations in between this storage room, let's say. So I removed the pillars a little bit and yeah, let more room for the storage site. And now I will put down all the containers really quick. I hope I have enough steel pipes and steel beams, but even if not, I will simply go to our steel factory again. So let's tackle this really quick. I hope it's not too dark at the moment. I wanted to wait for for morning time, but I'm impatient, so let's move on, shall we? Alright, storage containers are in place, and this actually gives us the possibility to store and automatically sort 57 different parts. And every single part would have or will have its dedicated storage containers. I'm actually thinking to even extend this a little bit further, so we have an even 60. This would only take us 2 additional lines of foundations. Maybe. But what I also will do is to connect all these containers with belts, conveyor lifts, excuse me. So in the end, the first containers will get the parts fed from this side, from the other side. Then we can connect. Do I have anything that lets me build a lift? Yes, okay. Then we can connect these on this side. Then again on this side. And then I still have to think about how I want to display the items. In any ways, I will do some sort of signs or displays. Yeah, I don't know, maybe a square sign, maybe a label sign at the very top, so that I always know what's in there. But also I could do some direct display of the part, either by setting up a conveyor belt leading out just like we already have, or maybe also a conveyor lift with an open end. But I don't think this would be that clear, would it be? Nah, it's very hidden. Maybe like this. But then it would be always in movement. No, I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, I will figure this out a little bit later. But let me place all the conveyor lifts. And for that, I think I will pick up Mark IV or encased industrial beams that are stored in the container at the very other end. And I will, yes, I think I will extend these foundations with 2 additional lines so that we have 60 different storage containers. And although we are not able to produce that many different parts yet, I think it will be handy to have this set up already for the future. Because phase 4 is almost on our hands. We have all the project parts. We only need to feed them into the space elevator and send them to space. So this will unlock a bunch of additional parts further down the line, and then we will already be prepared for this. So let's extend these really quick. And I don't think this will be our final extension either, but then at least we already have our storage containers completely set up. This can go. And then we have 58, 59, and 60. No chainsaw necessary. Okay, 60 different storage lines with a total of 180 industrial containers. Looking kind of impressive, but at the same time, this is only the start. Now, let me put up the conveyor lifts really quick, and I think I will actually skip this because, yeah, this is not that exciting. So I will see you in a minute again. I actually started the conveyor lift setup completely wrong. So just to show you what is about to happen, we will extend the lifts so that it looks a little bit nicer, and I started at the wrong side. So I connected these 2 things so the middle one would feed upwards again, but of course that is wrong. We want to transport all goods top down. So every container or each stack of containers will be connected like this. First, the top one will feed into the middle one, and we will extend the lifts actually a little bit so that we can see what's flowing in there. And on the other side, we will do the exact same thing, feeding the middle one to the bottom one. And right after that, we will have another foundation right on top of or directly above these lifts. So these will not interfere, and then we can feed the sorted parts into the top storage container. Damn chainsaw, don't need you yet. Okay, but now you know what is gonna happen in the next minutes, and I here I will have to go get some more encased industrial beams anyways, so let me handle these conveyor lifts really quick and then I will resume. Okay, almost finished. I wanted to show you the last ones so that you can be sure that you have not missed out on anything. And also I wanted to show that I, for now, decided to go with our little Mark 1 conveyor belt display at the very bottom, or at each very bottom storage container. But I will also do something with display signs. And yeah, this was definitely not the most exciting stuff, so I cut it out. Basically, I put down 120 conveyor lifts and another 60 conveyor belts as display. And now it looks like this. And on the other side, it's at the very top, and it actually aligns perfectly with the concrete pillars. Alright, and next up we will extend our pillars to match the height with our storage containers. Like this. And then we will put a flat roof on top of them, so that we can cover it with some nice aesthetic look right now and later on use it for, spoiler alert, drone ports that we are going to unlock in tier 7, I think, not tier 8, but at least in the next phase. Obviously they're not available for us right now, because for the materials that we will need from tier 7 and beyond, we definitely will have to leave the desert because it's not available here. And that is why I am not that in a hurry to complete the phase 3, because we cannot really progress any further anymore without leaving the desert. And I want to wait with this until update 8 comes out. Missing concrete again. So that we can explore the new map altogether. By the way, I hope it was noticeable, but from the last episode on, I actually figured that I was recording on the complete wrong resolution. Because I don't know why, but my monitor that I'm playing on is actually 2560 times 1440p, and all the time I was recording on 1080. And this is why the resolution was very blurry, and I did not notice until, yeah, I actually took a look and got a little bit more into the details, because everything regarding recording was new for me, so I have not really realized. But now that I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with recording and stuff, I actually noticed that it was not that great of a quality video-wise, and after some settings check, I realized that the resolution that I was recording on and that I chose as an output was completely wrong. So now I hope the difference is noticeable, because at least in my opinion it is definitely. And I'm really happy with how the last episode turned out. So yeah, from now on we will, or we already have, improved once more, a little bit more. Okay, time to put a flat roof on these storage containers. Okay, starting to take shape. At least it looks a little bit like a building now. And next up, we will take care of our sorting process. And for that, I prepared a little blueprint, at least I tried to, and we will try to make use of this. And what this is these are 6 smart splitters, and every one of them is already configured to adaptive control unit on the left. And these will change depending on what part we will sort away later on. But for now, it doesn't really matter what's set there, so I set these as a default. Then any undefined will go on further down the line and will get sorted later. And on the right we have overflow feeding on our conveyor merger line, which goes parallel and then eventually will be synced. And let me get rid of these storage container really quick, because these were just a point of reference. So is this train station, by the way. I have not really figured out how the parts will be transported to here. Let's go like this. Save, clear. Next up, we need our floor where everything will be sorted. And let me actually build a ladder up there for the moment. Then let me see if we can make this work. Okay, we should be facing this way. And then we need a lookout tower because I can't see shiznit. That's what I get for playing on vanilla and not using any mods or not having the hover pack for now. From here, so let's see, can we align this? Now this snaps to the frames of our foundations. Okay. This should actually be in line. Fingers crossed. Ah yes, it is. Okay, nice. Perfect. Now we simply have to... Actually, I should have set a road barrier as a point of reference so that we can align these frames, because this won't work now. Maybe I can still work from up here. Jackpot. I would actually need a third line for now for the lookout towers. And then erase it later, but for now it's working. By the way, I am well aware that I could have make use of the blueprint designer here way more. For example, have storage containers prepared with all the smart splitters and lifts and so on right from the get-go. And the reason I didn't is because I was not sure how to handle all this stuff and what the final layout will be and how everything is coming together. And this is why I'm currently, only using these modular blueprints and sticking them together piece by piece. But for the moment, it's working quite well. A little bit more tedious than if I had everything planned from the get-go, but for now it's fine. Okay, I have to rinse and repeat this a few times again. And then I also have to connect these blueprints with conveyor belts in between the blueprint blocks. So let me get some more iron plates, and I think I need more of everything. And oh, I have made a mistake here anyways, so yeah, let me fix this really quick and then I come back to you. By the way, I'm currently at our original storage location, about to refill some missing parts, for example the rotors, and I noticed that the manufacturer went idle again. For now I consumed 2 whole industrial storage containers of quick wire, and we have now 4, 6, 8, 857 high-speed connectors. I think this will be enough for the moment, so I will empty these out, change the recipe to modular engines again so that we can produce more modular engines either for the next phase if necessary, or feed them into the awesome sink for more coupons if necessary either. Just so you know, at the moment we have around almost 1,000 modular engines on stock, which are not necessary for completing phase 3 because there should be another 500 anywhere over here exactly. And for now these will be simply stored here, and then we will see what we are going to do with them, just so that you have an update. And yeah, let's continue with our new storage base. Almost done with our sorting line. Only 9 containers to go. And let me show you what I actually did with the last 51. I made use of our road barrier for the very first time. It was announced quite proud that we will need this very early to manipulate all kinds of stuff, and I actually have barely used it until now. But here it is actually kind of handy because it lets me track whether or not I'm at the right spot with our blueprints, because right here you can see that the splitters and mergers are covering the road barrier, so I'm too close to the other ones. But here I'm exactly at the corner of the concrete pillar. Whoops, wrong button. So this should be perfectly in line. And all that's left to do is hook these up, delete the barriers again, hook these up, as well as here. And that's what I did for the whole line. At least once I figured this out. And now only 3 are left, so no point in using the blueprint anymore. So let's do this manually really quick. And whoops, copy the pastings into these smart splitters. Okay, sorting done, at least for now. I still have to set all the different items or parts that will be sorted here. Of course, it will not be every single part in this game. For example, I will never store any ingots in here or any biomass or color cartridges. I never used them, nor did I craft them. So only parts that are actually used or produced in this current state of the game. Iron plates, copper sheets, modular frames, quick wire, all this that we already built in one of these buildings. Okay. And once again back at the original basis. And I actually took some time to consider the possibilities that we have for our new storage setup. And actually, since I already have some plans regarding setting up a permanent, or at least a more permanent production for heavy modular frames, for example, and there might come some things as well after that. And we are actually getting a little bit short on available power capacity. Considering all this, I don't think I have the possibilities, at least at the moment, to set up a train station or a train line which connects all the different production sites or factories and brings everything to the storage system. And trust me, this shortage on power will only be a matter of time, short term, because once the update comes out and we are going on an adventure around the map, we will build a fuel generator plant very, very soon, because I'm desperate for more power and more complex builds. But it just doesn't make sense to go on an adventure and to explore the world, build new stuff, and then once update 8 comes out, we want to see everything that's new and then to go all around the world again. So yeah, basically I don't want to explore 2 times the, not the same, but slightly changed map. And this is why I'm waiting so impatiently with leaving the desert. But then again, this limits our possibilities for now. Regarding power, there's still an impure coal node that we can tap on and add to our power output. I might even do that in between episodes, so that we have a little bit more to play with. And I also have to, or can cut this manufacturer, which is overclocked out of its mind and consuming another 156 megawatts. But even then, we only have around 500 and something megawatts difference between our maximum consumption and our production. And each train station takes 50 megawatts of power, and each freight platform, and every factory would need at least one freight platform, would consume another 50 megawatts. So per building it would be another additional 100, and then the train needs power for movement as well. It varies between 25 and a maximum input of 110 megawatts, so I don't think we have the capacity for a train line for now, which is why I decided to build a conveyor bus for the moment, and this will actually be our foundation for a highway and a train line later on, maybe, but for now it will simply be a conveyor line which feeds everything together, merges everything together, goes completely along the desert, and then brings everything eventually to our new storage system. And another thing that I had to consider is that we are producing more parts or items quantity-wise than a Mark IV belt can handle. Currently our sorting process is limited to 1 line of Mark IV and a hell lot of smart splitters. So yeah, this limits our storage line to 480 parts per minute, and all in all, including quick wire and the silica and so on and so forth, we produce an output of 845 parts in total at the moment in this desert. So in order to be able to handle all this, I decided that I will cut out the quick wire from this equation and maybe feed a little bypass into the storage, so that this will still be transported, but it won't be connected to the main bus. And same goes for the silica, for the cable that we have in our newest factory, which is another 150 plus 64, more than 200 parts, because they are so close by. There must be another reason for this or another solution for this, so that won't be connected to the main bus as well. And then another additional 30 cable, which can be produced around here at this very basic copper factory, will not be considered in the main bus as well. And this should give us enough capacity for Mark IV belt in order to produce, or in order to transport everything produced in this desert, or everything else that's produced at least. So this is where we are going to end today's episode. Unfortunately, the building is not as far as I hoped for today, but again, we need to take our time until update 8 kicks anyways. So again, thank you very much for watching. If you have any feedback, any ideas, even any inspiration, what I can do with this place, and yeah, any ideas that you see as helpful, feel free to let me know. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.